Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So the trailer for the Batman came out. And I did a trailer reaction last night on my live stream. Generally speaking, I thought it was good with one problem. With one real problem. And that problem for me was Robert Pattinson. He just really wasn't convincing me of being Batman. Everything else looked really good. I like Matt Reeves. I like pretty much the entire cast. Catwoman looked fan-freaking-tastic. It was one of the best representations of Catwoman I think I've ever seen. Better than Anne Hathaway. I also thought was great, but I think she was better in this. But again, Robert Pattinson just really wasn't selling it for me. I think my problem may be, I think Ben Affleck was really good as Batman, and that direction in general was good. And if he was going to like step down from the role because alcoholism or whatever's going on in his life, I know John Hamm from Mad Men tweeted out, said, listen, I think the costume might fit me if you want to go for somebody around that age, which I just really liked him as Batman. I think so. This just feels like a downgrade, right? It feels, generally speaking, like a downgrade. I hope this is going to be on HBO Max, because that's a reason for me to subscribe to HBO Max. This is like, I'll go to HBO Max. I'm not sure if I'll go to the cinema. Frankly, the only trailer I've seen that made me want to go to the cinema is Ghostbusters Afterlife, which just really excited me. It's really genuinely excited me where this one doesn't. So anyway, I want to do a deep dive into this trailer. I discovered on WhatCulture last night this guy Danny Megan. Danny Megan is on the other side of the cultural aisle to me, I think, to a certain extent. Like he doesn't hate the current Doctor, the Jodie Whittaker Doctor, who's always trying to find the good in it. But also, I think he's pretty much on the money. And I was going through an article of his on Doctor Who last night, and pretty much everything I said, I saw he wrote in the next line, right? So I'm going to go through his breakdown of it, and we'll comment upon it and see if there's anything that he's brought up that I've missed. We'll find out. I guess we'll find out. It just seems to be an easy way of getting into the subject. I do recommend him though. Look, go follow him. Whatever. This is a recommend. Danny Megan is a recommend. Okay, if nothing else, he's a recommend or somebody to listen. Even though his point of view may be different from yours. Fine. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Fan freaking that. My last video I recorded, I was like 10 minutes in before I said like, share, subscribe. Which listen, if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, don't do that. That's wrong. That's a mistake. You should tell people at the beginning. Like even this is a little bit too late in. But like, share, subscribe. If you can hit subscribe, that'd be fan-freaking-tastic. My subscriptions have been doing quite well recently. Don't tell YouTube! Don't tell YouTube, because they will unsubscribe you in a heartbeat. If you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. And comment, because the algorithm eats up your yummy, yummy comments. So, nem, 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 nem. Bestest thing ever. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are fan-dabby, double dozy. As most people were thinking this Batman trailer was, and I don't know, was it? I don't know. Look, this is it. Let's discuss it. Let's go through it. Batman trailer breakdown. 20 things that you must see. I think I did, but let's find out if I missed them. Riddle me this, riddle me this, riddle me that. I kind of like Jim Carrey as the Riddler, okay? It's kind of embarrassing to admit. I thought Jim Carrey wasn't bad as the Riddler. Riddle me this, Batman. Is the Joker hiding in plain sight? I would be surprised, right? I would be surprised. Frankly, though, I kind of like this idea of having just different takes on Batman. Why not? I mean, we all know who Batman is. And generally speaking, this thing, other than Robert Pattinson, I was like, oh, this was pretty darn good. For obvious reasons, we've been saying this about a ton of movies lately, but Batman has truly been a long time coming. Yeah, everything was filmed years ago now. Matt Reeves was first announced as director, brace yourself, in 2017. February 2017. By the time movie hits the cinema, it'll be over 5 years, which even for a movie of this scale is a really long time. For comparison, the entire Dark Knight trilogy was between 2005 and 2012. 7 years. Wow. Honestly, though, I think they do spend too much time in between movies nowadays. I really think that's a problem. Okay, 5. So on the plus side, Reeves, along with Starman Robert Pattinson, has had all the time in the world to make the best movie possible. And oh boy, this new trailer! If this new trailer didn't go by, it's definitely a win. They've definitely got a winner on the hands. Again, it didn't really. I was like, it seemed. It didn't seem like Robert Pattinson didn't seem that far away from like an Arrowverse Batman to me. Just released by DC Fandom, the Batman's main trailer shows us cool action, classic villains, a weird bat voice, and he just every time he was Batman, it was like too wimpy. And I'm not saying he's wimpy in real life, right? I don't know what to say. It just wasn't selling to me. Weird bat voice, numerous hints at a mystery that could rock the Bruce Wayne to his core. There's so much to talk about, so let's break it down shot by shot, starting with the introduction of one of Batman's longest-serving foes, Riddler. So I thought this was kind of a lame intro, right? And the latte with the question mark, it's didn't really do it. And also here, they see the shot. It seemed very Blade Runner at the beginning, that opening shot. The trailer here. This is why I'm reading this guy. I was just about to talk about Paul Dano, right? Literally just now talking about who I think is fan-freaking-tastic casting. Love him as the Riddler. The trailer opens up with Gotham City Police Department capturing the Riddler, played by actor Paul Dano. Again, Paul Dano, fantastic. An actor previously movies include Looper, There Will Be Blood, Swiss Army Man. I have never seen Swiss Army Man, and I'm going to see it because I like Paul Dano. He was also in the BBC production of War and Peace. He's really good, right? He's really good for the Joker, for the Riddler. He might be good for the Joker as well, but he's really good. He's one of those actors who hasn't achieved the AAA stardom levels, but people recognize him wherever he pops out. And also, he's like Paul Giamatti in he's a class actor. He knows he knows what he's doing. Dingy, unkept area Gotham. He's lurking in is reminiscent of the narrows from Batman Begins. Batman Begins, I still say, is the best Batman movie made, in that it has a beginning, middle, and end. Not the best Batman. Affleck, by far, the best Batman. Honestly, you want to know the best bit of cinematic Batman I've seen? Is probably the when he was in Suicide Squad, right? The first Suicide Squad. Those scenes were absolutely fantastic. Also, like Batman versus Superman, where he's using his like the batarang, the bat thing with the ropes, so he can swing from the rooftops. That when he's doing that stuff, that was very cool. More dangerous, less desirable part of the city inhabited by the lower castes. Perhaps Reeves is going for something familiar here. Riddler capture also feels a little bit too easy, so he's possibly pulling one of those villain gets captured on purpose schemes that will result in busting out prison, just like the Joker in the Dark Knight. Didn't remember that, but okay. Either way, he also wastes a delicious-looking frothy cup of coffee, and there he deserves to be locked up. Again, that thing didn't really work. Off books bat signal. I like the bat signal in this a lot. Okay, I like the reality of it. But let's see what it says. Coming next, we get a shot of Jim Gordon stood next to the bat signal. So Jim Gordon is played by Jeffrey Wright. So, how am I with the race swapping of Commissioner Gordon? Because I always think of him as an old white guy, right? An old white guy with a moustache. I think J.K. Simmons played him in Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Basically perfect, right? Basically perfect. I also like, what's his name taking it? What's the name of the bloody actor? Played Dr. Smith in the. I tell you, that's Gary Oldman. Oh, I'm pulling Dr. Smith as the way to remember him. That's just embarrassing. How do I feel about Jeffrey Wright playing Commissioner Gordon? Look, Jeffrey Wright's also a class actor. He's basically everybody is, apart from Robert bloody Pattinson, right? Jeffrey Wright is a class actor, fantastic as Felix Leiter, really worked as Felix Leiter. So, the character of Jim Gordon is somebody who was a bit of a revolutionary. I didn't really go for the Batman Year One kind of take on him, where he came in and basically ended up upturning the corrupt police department. Would he have had the opportunity to do that if would a black cop have the opportunity to rise in the same way as he did in a corrupt police force? And that's the question. And if he did, that makes him a stronger character as well, right? But either way, these are the questions you've got to ask when you do these race swaps. Like with Lawrence Fishburne playing Perry White, that was perfect. That was he absolutely exuded all the authority of that role, right? And being black wasn't an issue, whatsoever. Is an issue here? I'm not sure. I'm going to go with it. Honestly, if it wasn't for Robert Pattinson, I'd be much more on board. Okay, but anyway. The interesting film got played by Marvelous Jeffrey Wright. He is marvelous, whose distinctive tones were heard in Marvel's What If. The only good thing about that is his tones. The animation was excellent. Where he voiced the Watcher. He also popped up in No Time to Die Bond allies Felix Leiter. He's been on the Craig Bonds forever. Interesting, the bat signal doesn't look like it's stationed on the GCPD building. Let's have a look. Yeah, all right. GCPD building, as often is in other Batman universe, it almost looks as if Gordon has hidden it in the abandoned building, perhaps an indication Batman isn't yet trusted by the authorities in full. There were hints of this in the 20 trailer. So if he's just Lieutenant Gordon instead of Commissioner Gordon, that would make a lot of sense, with the police watching Batman nervously as he enters a crime scene. Listen, that'll be an interesting take. We know that this version of Batman is still very early in days of crime fighter, so it makes sense that the authorities haven't just blindly accepted him. Still, Gordon seems to trust him from the off, which is in line with the pair's relationship in other Batman adaptations. I mean, Batman Year One really set that up well. If you've never read that comic, it's really good. The Clown Gang's shocking defeat. So this is an indication that Joker might be in there, because there is the Joker gang by the looks of it. As we see through the eyes throughout the trailer, Batman's bulletproof stat is fully maxed out. Okay. This does raise the question, though, why does these thugs shoot him in the bat head? Obviously, the armored suit is going to be able to take a few rounds. I got the feeling that he was. It seemed to be they were shooting him everywhere. Aim for the exposed face, got that? Yeah, well, look, yeah, you got to expect that. It's Batman, okay? Anyway, his suit seemed to be much more heavy-duty than the one worn by previous Batman universe. Christian Bale's Batman was even shot in the stomach by Harvey Dent. But you get the saying that Pattinson's Batman would just brush it off. I don't know how this his costume is so resistant. I mean, this guy they've got to set up. We also see Batman get a huge electric charge to dispatch a goon. That was cool, right? That was very cool. Which brings back fond memory of blasting prisoners off walkways with the REC gadget in the Arkham games. I wasn't there, mate. Dell's Batsuit had electrical capabilities, although they were used to send a charge through his cape fabric. Yeah, so he can fly, right? Again, I like that in that version. As for the gang of thugs, well, we don't know yet. It could just be random dudes made up. Do you think it's Joaquin Phoenix? He would kind of fit into this world, right? His Joker, I mean, they don't have to say it's the same Joker, but his Joker would totally fit in. But they could also be penguin thugs. They look like Jokers to me, hence the black and white face, or even some sort of Joker fanboy posse, which means Joker exists in this universe. That's a very good point. The Riddler is incarcerated for how long? Listen, it looks pretty similar to what they did with Joker in Dark Knight. Yeah, Dark Knight. The marketing of Batman is deliberately obscuring Riddler's face, assuming the above shot is actually the Riddler. I hadn't noticed that, and not somebody else. This could be Reeves' way of sticking to the old mantra, the less you see the monster, the scarier it is, which was effectively employed by David Fincher in the movie Seven. A movie that Reeves clearly inspired him. I haven't seen David Fincher do much of late. I wonder what he got going on. The scene likely follows on from the Riddler's earlier capture, meaning that one-on-one time with Batman could be part of the master plan. The line I've been trying to reach you supports this idea. Yeah, that was the vibe I got from it. Maybe he's trying to frame the Batman for an explosion in the GCPD. I think it's a bit of a reach. The very next shot shows a massive explosion. Either way, there's a definite Shades of Dark Knight interrogation scene here. Yeah, exactly. Lastly, here's a crazy thought. What if the prisoner is the Joker? Could be. Interesting idea. What if Reeves is being a slimy bugger and fooling us with this Riddler stuff? What if that's why we don't see the prisoner's face? Yeah, no, probably not. But yeah, it looks like, I think you're clutching at straws there, mate. This is the power cake and Riddler's the match. Okay, so Riddler seems to be the main villain here. We had a lot to we had to turn on subtitles to understand that line. Okay. At first it sounded like this is about a game, it's about it, but it's actually Bruce Wayne saying it's a powder keg. It's about a game, it's a powder keg. Okay. Now there's a lot of Riddler in the trailer. It seems I didn't see much of him in the trailer. It seems he could be the main villain of the piece. But what if there's hinting a greater power pull in the stream? What if the Riddler's just a pawn, i.e. match? The match working for a bigger, badder power keg. Okay, this is really grasping at swords. Perhaps the criminal organization like the Court of Owls or the singular Joker. Yeah, I think it would seem to be. Why would you get Paul Dano, who's really could choose scenery in an interesting way, and not have him be the main villain? Yeah, no, I think he would be the power behind it. Or Bruce could literally be talking about the explosion Riddler is about to cause. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is why I don't go so deep into these things, because why don't we just wait and see? This really must have Selena Kyle's versatile hairstyles. Yeah, listen, so this really reminds me of the Selena Kyle from Batman Year One, written by Frank Miller, artwork by Dave Mazzucchelli, where she was basically a cat burglar sex worker taking control of her life, right? As well as being packed full of Riddler, the trailer also is packed full of Selena Kyle, Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz. Looked fantastic in this, right? She looked absolutely great in it. She has an impressive number of hairstyles too, from the sort of crop look to the shoulder length locks, even a bob cut. The last one looks like it's a disguise for a covert mission. That's the vibe I got. Catwoman has always been more slippery, stealthy character compared to Batman, and her ability to constantly mix up her appearance comes in handy. They do seem to be having a close relationship in this one, right? They do seem to be romantic, right? There seems to be some like sexual tension between them, which I love, which is what they should be. Selena's short hair is in the vast majority of the incarnations, so it looks like Batman isn't going to have to deviate from that tradition too much. Okay, Pondering Penguin. Oh, he's supposed to be Penguin? That's what's going on? I didn't get that at all, right? Is that Colin Farrell? That's okay, I had no idea. That's supposed to be Penguin. Okay, the Penguin in Gotham was the best Penguin so far. Like, when it was thin and young, that was a really good Penguin. Here's Colin Farrell, Oswald Cobblepot. I didn't recognize him at all. Okay, the Penguin with some absolutely incredible makeup, bringing the character to life. The above shot is accompanied with another shot of the Penguin stood in front of the window, presumably the penthouse gazing out of the Gotham domain. But he just seemed like a gangster heavy. Didn't seem like the Penguin at all. Presumably the penthouse gazing out of the Gotham domain. The image is particularly gorgeous with the framing of the Penguin silhouette against it. Okay, this is just getting enough already. Right? I mean, like, I think this is navel gazing. I'm gonna start going a bit quicker on this. The early shot of Catwoman beating up a thug in there look quite so. Okay, maybe. Reportedly, this version of the Penguin isn't a massive kingpin he is in the comics. He doesn't seem like it, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it at all in the comics. And these images, alone you get the sense he's desperate for more. Yeah, he seemed very similar to what's the name? Eric Roberts' gangster from what was it? From Batman Begins, right? Andy Serkis as Batman, as Alfred, yeah, looked excellent. I like this take. I like the take on everything apart from Batman. But yeah, first look as Alfred. Though much of it is said about Alfred playing a younger younger version of Alfred compared to one we used to, we should point out it's 57 years old, actually. Yeah, but... okay. The shady past of Thomas Wayne. Fine, we're going to have to read this because I have no idea what it's talking about. I thought this was the Riddler. Okay. This is the trailer shot that's about to generate most discussion. Our first thought was this was Bruce in the Batcave. That was my second thought, right? And there was some police state at the bottom left of the shop. It could be a crime scene, but why doesn't explain why Bruce is topless? Okay, maybe it's pajama day at work. Whatever he seems to, whatever he seems to say that Bruce has created a mind map on the floor. So let's dig into it. The word Coulson. Where's Coulson? Okay. The word Coulson is surely a reference to Gil Coulson, Gotham City District Attorney, who's set to appear in the film played by Peter Skarsgård. Skarsgård has described the role as intense, saying that Coulson spends most of the movie at 9 out of 10. Okay. This isn't bode well for me going faster, is it? It seems that there may be a twist revealed that there could be a bad guy that would explain why Bruce Wayne has spray painted his name on the circle of crime. Well, where's Bruce Wayne? Sins of my father. I don't know. Okay, this is just too much to go through. Elsewhere it says Savage. Yeah, what names have been circled? Sins of my father. I don't know. Elsewhere it says Savage, probably not a nod to Peter Savage. It's probably not Peter Savage, another character from the movie below. Reportedly, actually, the Gotham's police commissioner, not Jim Gordon. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. So he'll be a lieutenant at the time. A lot of people naturally assume that Gordon will be commissioner right away. So it sounds like he's not, right? It sounds like it's not. But it's seen the plot line where he ascends in the movie. So yeah, Savage is probably going to die at some point, considering or be found out to be a villain and put in jail. On to Mitchell. Where's Mitchell? Where did it say Mitchell? Oh, there. Okay, Mitchell. Fine. On to Mitchell. Which is now like a reference to Gotham's mayor Don Mitchell, who was said to appear in the film. We'll talk about this later, but Mitchell seems to be died quite early on, so the names on the floor could be Riddler's victim. No more lies, and renewal is a lie. Honestly, it just sounds like some standard. Okay, blah blah blah. Interesting mystery though. They do have him like. I mean, this whole idea of him being more of a detective, more sleuthy, was started in Dark Knight. Batman on the ballpark. So this is why people are freaking out. Like Batman is violent in this movie, right? And he's really does his fighting is pretty darn good. Yeah, lots of and yeah. One of the good things about this is if you've ever been in a fight, which I haven't because I'm a massive pussy in real life, right? I'm always avoided you think you hit somebody once and they thought no. The only way to fight somebody is you got to repeatedly hit them in the face, like, bam, 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 and that's what we see this Batman doing, which I kind of like. A silent guardian, watchful protector. This looks like the first or last movie shot in the movie. Another silhouette one. This one invokes Jim Gordon's silent guardian, watchful protector speech from Dark Knight. Don't remember it. Number 9. Selena doesn't like cops. Okay, yeah, she's basically a villain. She was excellent in this movie. Whoever Zoe Kravitz, absolutely freaking excellent. She's one of the main reasons I'm looking for her and Paul Dano. Are the two reasons I'm looking forward to this, man. Also the tone. I think Matt Reeves as well. But yeah, look, does Batman upgrade his suit? I mean, that's what they say about him getting all these bullets like bouncing off him. It didn't. Listen, if somebody shoots you while you're wearing Kevlar, you do normally fall over. So this looks like some kind of suit thing they bought in there, right? He's walking through automatic fire without so much as a flinch. Maybe the first scene takes place early on in the film, and Batsy discovers the need for his suit upgrade. Keep him steady in the face of gunfire. I don't know. I'm hoping they're going to explain that. Batman versus GCPD. There was definitely an element of that going through. If this movie does involve Batman being framed in some way, as we speculated earlier, then that would explain why the GCPD appears to be hunting him in early. It does. And I think that's probably something that's going to do with Jim Gordon's arc. We see Batman perched on the edge of a clock tower, almost like a gargoyle. The camera then switches to POV as he dives off the roof, gliding in nearby parts of... Although this could be one of the first... Again, let's wait and see. Riddler goes for his Twitch partnership. I don't know what that means. Yet more evidence that Riddler is a major player. It's not really the style of the small-time crook to broadcast your killings for the world to see. Okay, this reminds the Joker's distant comic home movies in Dark Knight Return and the Dark Knight. Fine, whatever. Patterson packed on muscle for the but still, just he seems too slight, right? He seems too slight for the role. His chin looks too weak. Batman gets ambushed. In one of the most stunning shots of the trailer, Batman's lighting up a flare, leading into a large group of people moving towards them. This looks like an underground sewer. If it was outdoors in Gotham, you would expect it to be a bit brighter. Might be at night. Wait a minute. Sewers Killer Croc. Just confirmed. Just kidding. No, all that aside, the most interesting thing about the scene isn't the location, but the story content. Batman's family prefers to work alone, often for, even though he does team up work with. It's usually just one or two people. So what's going on with the team? He has I don't know. Maybe it's just a different way they're doing it in this one. Maybe he beats down the clown gang so hard they decide to join him, like Dark Knight, the comic book. Or, this is unlikely, but stay with us here. What are these people somehow sneaked on Batman and dark and pitch dark before the flare was out, like the League of Shadows Ninja? No, that seems much more like the Snyderverse. An explosive memorial. I remember the explosive memorial. This scene we saw a bit of the 2020 teaser. So much we can always piece together beat for beat. Bruce Wayne is attending what looks like a memorial service, presumably for the man in the painting on the left. No, that's right, isn't it? Okay, on the right, which is reportedly Rupert Henry Jones as Mayor Don Mitchell. Midway, the graffitied car smashes through the scene. And he steps out with wild explosives. Somehow Bruce has time to change his Batman costume. No, maybe they miss out a few. It's a trailer! It's not the movie! Okay, regardless of how the scene plays out, the Riddler plan involves targeting some high-ranking officials. Yeah, all that looks good. Are they going to talk about the Batmobile? Oh, thanks! See, this is why I'm reading this. I'll just say, are they going to talk about the Batmobile? And he just came out. A Batmobile with style and substance. I like this take on the Batmobile. I like the earlier ones as well, really. I like the ones we've seen recently, but I like this take on the Batmobile. When the first image of Robert Pattinson's Batmobile was released, there was a lot of complaints. It seemed to be much like an ordinary car. I kind of liked it, actually. After the Tumblr-like tank of Dark Knight Trilogy and the crazy weaponry of the Snyder iteration, Pattinson ride looks significantly less powerful in comparison. And while that still may be true, the trailer's definitely proven that Reeves' Batmobile is a true beast of a vehicle. It emerges from the explosion like a fire. Yeah. So yeah, look, the Batmobile scenes were fine. I can't believe that was the Joker. And number one, the Batman takes down the Penguin. Well, now I know he's a Penguin, I guess. Thank you. And one silhouette. Oh, yeah. So that was a great start, how it ended. The car goes upside down. That Penguin really disappoints me. He just, again, seemed like an average gangster, right? That kid just really disappointed me. But I do like this with the billowy cape, coolly moving towards the car crash Penguin, the fire billows. Though he's relatively new on the scene, there's no doubt this is an extremely capable Dark Knight who's feared in Gotham's underground scum. Yeah, just look at the face terror on the Penguin, face of Penguin there. The poor guy looks like he's seen the ghost. Batman uses a ton of force here for sure, but especially this one. But above all, he should be a symbol of fear. Based on the trailer, it looks like Matt Reeves and Patterson have nailed that character. Yeah, which is why I'm not really feeling it, because I'm not really scared of Robert Pattinson. Really, he doesn't invoke fear. Yeah, he just seems a bit slight and wimpy. But everything else Everything else looks pretty darn good, right? Everything else looks pretty darn good. It doesn't look like it's too woke either. It looks like it's a movie telling a story, right? And so I think Batman's done fared pretty well in this age of cultural destruction, hasn't it? I can't remember, although the J.J. Abrams DC universe is planning, sounds like it'll be awful. I'm sure they have some awful iteration of Batman coming. So there we go, Batman trailer. Are you excited? I'm really not. Again, I'll watch it on HBO Max. But yeah, no, I'm really not excited. I would be excited for a Snyderverse Batman movie, because I like a Deathstroke movie. Yeah, this just seems like okay. Yeah, if you're watching Snyderverse and now you start watching Arrow, right? And then you're like, both Batman, I guess, that sort of thing. There you go. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new video drop.